You see my previous videos where I put the third function valve on, you know, had to pull the wheel and all that. So I got all that done, but one of the things is the WR long come with a universal bracket for the B-Series. And so I didn't like how it fit because you also had to take the grill off. So I came back and bought the Kubota third function valve bracket for the hoses. And then I sourced out some 45-degree angle fittings. And so that worked out pretty good. It lets me, I put my grill back on and it lets me clear the grill. And so this here is what I seen on Orange Tractor Talk. I bought the hose saver spring kit from Everything's Attachment. And but the guy had a spring and showed you some conduit to get the hoses out. Still have a problem with my hoses getting close to my quick release handles. But so I bought some of this stuff to try to help keep it from getting hung. Just something I have to pay attention to. The main problem is that I didn't have the skills to weld, so I couldn't trick out the bracket. But the other problem I had was that I didn't measure my lines properly, so that's why it's got the connector. But finally got it on there. The lines look great. No binding or nothing like that. Everything is loose. Everything is clear. And so the spring is here to keep the hose up. I could flip this over, get some more slack, but I think I'm okay. But most of the problem was not having the skills to weld the universal bracket for the B-Series and not planning my lines long enough when I figured out the curl. But other than that, it's on there, it's working, it's not leaking. I don't really like the connection, but I didn't have a choice. One day I may go buy regular lines without the connector. But the 45-degree angle really works out well. And the factory bracket on the B-Series. On the other models, the WR long third function valve have better brackets, but it's just a universal bracket for the B-Series only. Poor Travis at Everything Attachment. So I'm gonna take the grill off. I bought me some mesh on Amazon. I'll get somebody to weld that on there for me, and then I'll be done. This stuff here I bought off of Amazon, comes in 25 foot. This is probably 3/4 outside diameter, and so it fits on the lines really well. You just thread it on, open it up, stretch it, thread it on like a boat, and it'll go on there and cover it. It's more reasonable than buying this stuff here. This is like $2 a foot or $2.34 a foot, and so I found this on Amazon and I purchased it. But other than that, it's working. I've been using it. The thumb does my needs. As someone stated on OrangeTractorTalk.com, full grapple lets you see more, and they was right in that fact. But with a little practice and what have you, I've been able to do what I need to do with the little trees on the property, the stuff like that that evidently fall down. I got a couple of dead trees that I'm gonna have to eventually cut, and that's what's really gonna come in handy. I wish I could get rid of them pine trees, but my wife liked those, so they're gonna be here as long as she's here. The WR long third function switch for the B-Series. If you buy the LandPride bracket, it'll make it a whole lot easier if you don't have the skills to weld. And then measure your lines, and you'll be good to go from there. All right, thanks. In case you're wondering, the Bulkhead. These are 1/2-inch National Pipe Thread for Pioneer. But on this side, they got the JIC, the 3/4 by 16 JIC. If you had used this universal bracket, I drilled 2 extra holes in it. It comes with these holes here and the 2 holes for the Bulkhead, so it would have fit like that. But if you had 45-degree angle or 90-degree angle to get the hoses over here, you would have been okay, because I originally had it put here and it cleared, but my lines wouldn't clear with the grill. But if I had bought the connectors, the fittings, and ran it over closer to the loader arm, then it probably would have worked. So this is the universal bracket. You're gonna get the WR long third function valve for the B-Series, and like I said, if you could weld, it would work. But I think if you buy this third function valve, come with this bracket, if you don't want to do any welding or anything, you could probably buy the fittings. But they're JIC 3/4 by 16 fittings, and I'll try to put the Gates part number in the notes that I use. And I like the third function valve knob better on the WR long than I do on the Kubota. I like the rocker switch. it works out very well. Okay, I just want to add that little note.